What's up, guys? Here to talk about AMD. Yeah, we're up 60% YTD, but look, if you compare that to just a few weeks ago, I was up, 60% YTD, but I was at a smaller overall number here. All right. We're doing good, whatever, but look at this, man. We're doing good, okay? All right. Intel and Nvidia teamed up. You know what's crazy? I literally posted about it before it even happened. 17th, next day, 18th, it comes out. Stock flies up. Look at this, man. We got Intel here. Bought in. Look at this. Look at this, man. Bought in. Was buying this, man. I was buying this. I had my position all set. Boom, we sold. We sold. We came back in. We're buying back in again. Man, on the Roth, sold that off, but had my position all set up. I had a feeling Intel was going to be good. You know, Trump likes that one. He likes that one. TSM with the foundry. Intel competes with AMD. Why do we like AMD? Look at this, man. AMD is the biggest position in this account here. Right now we're down a little bit, but we've ridden up. We've ridden up. We were buying all throughout here, you know. It came all the way down to these low numbers here. I was buying all the way up here, sold off, start coming down, buy back in. You know, the thing about AMD is that everyone's fighting them, bro. Oracle works with them. Oracle wants AMD to do well because when Oracle lets AMD do well, they don't have to pay as much for NVIDIA chips. NVIDIA just put $100 billion into OpenAI, right? That flew up the stock. Flew up the stock, 100 billion into OpenAI. But look, AMD is going to be the real winner because AMD's tiny, man. AMD's 250 billion, 260 billion. NVIDIA is sitting at over 4.2 trillion. Man, it's crazy, 4.5 trillion. But look, just remember, man, AMD's got a lot going for it. You look at this last year, last 5 years. You know, 1400%. That's crazy. Last 5 years, AMD hasn't really done as much, really. It's been consolidating, but get ready. Get ready, man. These MI400s are going to be crazy. MI400s. Let's see, what are they talking about here? People know, man. People know. It's been out for a while. Man, a lot of these sovereign AI companies, they're going to be really happy to use some AMD chips, not having to pay with all the NVIDIA chips. All right, look. What are some advantages of the MI355 over GB200? Look at this. They got better cost effectiveness, better performance in inference, potential other advantages. But here's the thing. How much will inference cost for hyperscalers? This is crazy, bro. All right. Look at this, man. They're projecting this, man. Look at that. Inference just goes up and up and up. Look at that. Get ready, man. The inference is going to be big on AMD. Get ready, man. Remember when I told you about WeRide at 850? Let's see what it's at now. 1138. That's crazy. Not investment advice, by the way, but this has been easy, man. This was on NVIDIA's 13F. Here's another one, man. I sold this one too quickly. Rich Tech Robotics, man. This is crazy. Look at this. Bought some shares just about 2 weeks ago. $3, whatever. Sold off a little too quickly. Bought back in, bought back in, bought back in. Sold off a little too quickly, man. Sold off literally just like a week ago, whatever. Went up another dollar, over another dollar. This is crazy, man. Robotics are big. AMD is big on the robotics too, man. AMD, not the only one. So really, you got all these companies like NVIDIA is trying to box out AMD, right? They're trying to say, all right, we're going to put 100 billion into OpenAI. You know, maybe they'll buy more of our chips. But look, AMD AMD, they got the MI 400. Look, man. Check it out. They announced, Sam Altman announced that the company's going to use AMD's MI 400s. Because they need that, bro. They need that. What does Meta use? Does Meta use AMD or NVIDIA chips? For inference, I'm pretty sure they use both. Remember, it was announced, Zuckerberg said 600 billion is what they're going to be spending at least, you know, on all this. A lot of that's going to go to AMD. A lot of them. Look at that. Meta bought at least almost 200,000 of AMD's MI 300s. You know, Meta is one of the biggest spenders. Get ready for AMD, man. That's all I got to say. Get ready for AMD. Let's see, are we back up or are we loser material today? All right, we're back up, it looks like. Are we? Yeah, back up. All right, look. What am I holding right now? H-bar's a good one. XRP, we got some. ETH, just a little here. But look, here's the big boys. Ready? We got AMD, big position. BMNR, also a big position. 5K right there in this 25K account right here. Look, Oracle, I just trimmed. I trimmed a little bit of Oracle. I know it might seem silly, but I trimmed a little bit because I got a few ones. Grab, oh, this has been a big boy right here. Grab. Celsius, just get ready. Get ready, man. Their margins are going to expand. Get ready. Hood, come on, bro. They just got added to the S&P. Hood is good, bro. Hood is good. That's all you got to remember. This right here, we're going to see what happens with this one. I wonder if people forgot about this one, but this is the Ether machine. You know, they're trying to say that they have like 500,000 Ethereum, whatever. We'll see what happens with this one. 200 market cap, you know. We'll see what happens with this one. It's a little risky. Look, all right. I just cut my sweet green position. Got a little Bitcoin. This is the WorldCoin Treasury, man. This one I got for the long haul. WorldCoin Treasury, Dan Ives. All right, we got Intel. Come on, easy. 13F for NVIDIA right here. This one, Soluna. Get ready on Soluna, man. Soluna might fly. SBET, more Ethereum. Honest. Just like a little one. Just see what happens with that. What's the most interesting ones right now? I feel like Smith & Wesson. I feel like this is interesting. Open. Where's better? Where's my better, guys? Oh yeah, plug. Better. Yeah, these ones right here. Let's talk about these ones. Okay, look. WorldCoin Treasury. Y'all know what WorldCoin is? All right, look. I was buying WorldCoin at like 90 cents. It flew up to $2 just like a few weeks ago. Look, get ready. Sam Altman is starting to buy into the dead internet theory. That's interesting. There must have been data scalping and pointing out that maybe Google's got a lot of traffic from API calls probably onto their data. Who knows? Look. This, bruh. WorldCoin. Y'all know what WorldCoin is? They're going to use it to validate people being a human. WorldCoin halts decline. I don't know what that even means. Is that even proper grammar? All right, look. WorldCoin. Get ready, bro. Get ready for WorldCoin. Trying to validate if people are human. Only 16 million people have been scanned in so far. 16 million. All right, look. This is just a little Ethereum treasury right here. Ether machine. Look, I don't think that I did it justice. Where's the orb? Find an orb. WorldCoin orb. Here, let me find the orb for you guys. There you go. It looks like this. Used to validate that somebody was somewhere and that it's not a deep fake, okay? Simple, okay? This is the Ether machine. They're trying to compete with BMNR, okay? Might as well just put a little bit of money in this, see what happens. That's my philosophy on this one. Nothing special. So Luna Holdings, bro, I literally bought some stock right here. Look at this. Bought some 4 hours ago, right below $2. Bought a little bit more at 225, but look, it flew all the way up to 276 right after I bought it. It was crazy. So Luna Holdings, I think they're doing some data center stuff. They got 100 million on some contract stuff. Right now they're below that market cap. We'll see what happens with that one, okay? We'll see what happens, okay? All right, Smith & Wesson. All right, people did not like what they saw the day before 9/11 with Charlie Kirk. You know, they might start getting some stuff, getting some items. This is a company that sells it, okay? Opendoor. All right. This one. Let's see what happens with this one. The guy called Carvana. Y'all know what Carvana is? Carvana is the company that did this one. Carvana is the one that did this. They went from 360 to like, you know, $5. They went all the way to $400. They did a 100x. Same guy called that Open. Plug. Literally bought a bunch the other day. Bought a bunch of this plug the other day. Right here, you see? Sold it too early though. Buying back in. Let's see what happens. Why do I go plug power? Look. Look at that. All right, so plug power, I think they do the same thing as this does. Same company as same stuff as Bloom Energy, I think. All right. They're trying to make energy generation. It's an energy hype play. All right, here's Better. Same guy that calls Open, calling Better. There we go. We're already up like 5x. Let's see what happens with this one. He's trying to say that it's going to go to $12,000 a share. That's crazy. But you know what? Let's see what happens. Let's see if he's right. This is essentially a play on people getting loans for homes, I guess, mortgages. You know, this obviously the Open one, the one that Eric Jackson called. This one is all about, you know, this one's all about, you know, when rates go down, real estate's going to get unlocked. We'll see what happens. This one right here just got a little bit of this one. See what happens, you know. It's an Ethereum treasury. Look at that. Crazy. Maybe BMNR will buy this one out, right? We'll see. Sava, one of these little hype plays for weed. So yeah, let's see what happens. All right. I guess my what I go by now is we'll see what happens. Remember, this is not investment advice. This is just what I'm personally finding interesting right now. I scalped Mara. By the way. Got some Mara, $16, $17. Boom, goodbye. $18, goodbye. There you go. All right, what's going on right now in this market? Is it gonna fail? Is it gonna fail when I go up to 78 again? Let's see. Look, bro, Celsius, come on, bro. Is Celsius that hard to figure out why it's good? Everyone's buying it, bro. You go to the 7-Eleven, hey, can I get a Celsius? It's that easy, bro. H-bar, come on, bro. One of the most advanced cryptos, H-bar. You know, big. Look, do you guys not know why Grab is good? Bro, Grab is hype, bro. Grab is hype. What do they do? Here's what they do. They do everything, bro. They're like Uber. They do insurance. They do everything for people, bro. Grab is a big deal, man. I think this one's a good one, man. This one's a good one. I've been buying this one for a while. I've been scalping it, but I've been buying it for a while. 480, 460, 470, 490, 490. Oh yeah, I sold some. Bought back in 517, sold a little bit, bought back in, bought back in. Bought it a lot. Bought a lot of it, man. Bought a lot. And then I sold some at 588. Bought some here. Bought some more. Bought some more. We're just going to chill on this one, you know? We're just going to vibe. Look at that. We're back up. All right, guys. Well, this is what we're doing right now. All right, check it out. Here I am. I was flexing my 60% YTD. Look, at the time I was only up 7.23 or 7.3. Now, 9.5 almost. You see this? We're doing good, man. We blessed for real. All right. Stay blessed, guys. Make sure this is not financial advice, but check out AMD, see what you think, see if you think the architecture is going to be good. I think Oracle, a good one right there. Oracle. They're building out all these data centers for like all these big companies. Oracle seems to like AMD. They seem to like that it's a little cheaper than the Nvidia chips. It's a big deal, man. AMD's 260 billion, Nvidia's 4.5 trillion. Imagine, bro, imagine. Look at the, it's simple math, bro. Imagine 4.5 trillion times, you know, 0.1. Let's just say that 0.1 of their business is taken over. You add that to the size of the size of AMD, boom, divide by the original size, boom, 2.7x. All right, what's the stock price? 160, right? 436 stock price if AMD just takes 10% away from Nvidia. All right, so each share that you get, multiply it by 2.7. If you think that 10% of that market cap from Nvidia might go to AMD, all right, that means that each share might go up $276 if you believe that. Not financial advice.